Welcome to Dr. Mensch, the radio show that takes a real, compassionate look at mental health from A to Z. Join child and adolescent psychiatrist Dr. Gil Mensch each week as we explore topics that matter: autism, ADHD, anxiety, depression, OCD, schizophrenia, behavioral challenges, neurodevelopmental disorders, and more. No stigma, no judgment. Just honest conversations, new therapies, breakthrough treatments, and real solutions for real people. Mental health is not a weakness. It's a treatable medical condition, and help is available. Join the conversation now by calling the studio at 888-994-4995, Studio A. This is Dr. Mensch, where hope and healing begin.
The playoffs is officially here. And while some of us here at AMP are definitely cheering on the New York Knicks for plays like this, the energy, the intensity, the crowd, this is what playoff basketball is all about. But now, we want to hear from you. Who do you think is taking home the championship this season? And more importantly, who's winning tonight's game? Drop your predictions, cast your vote, and tap in with us on all AMP socials. We'll be checking out your takes all playoff long.
Good afternoon. This is Dr. Gil Mensch, a.k.a. Dr. Mensch. I'm a board-certified child and adolescent and adult psychiatrist in Boca Raton, Florida. My office is located at 7100 West Camino Real, Suite 404 in Boca, and my phone number is 561-300-4052. But I don't know if I could say anything more than that trailer that preceded my welcome introduction about NBA playoffs. But tonight is Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the New York Knicks. And the intro before was talking about playoffs and how here at AMP we're going with the Knicks. And I have Freddy Santory here as my return guest, and after Tuesday night, Jalen Brunson, after the game, was it Lisa Salters? Was like, how do you? He was like, explain what happened. He's like, I don't know. He was just like, I don't have an explanation.
He was so locked in.
I mean,
a phenomenal game.
I mean, that guy improved, why he won the Clutch, the Mr. Clutch Award last year. The guy is prime time. I still wonder how the Dallas Mavericks let him leave as a free agent 4 years ago. I mean, the guy is just clutch. I mean, the guy is just, dialed in, and how he abused James Harden. I just don't understand the Cleveland coach, Kenny Atkinson, in that run. Why not calling at least one timeout to stem the tide, regroup, reconfigure the defensive assignments? I don't know why he didn't, he's like after the game, he's like, oh, James Harden is one of our best defenders. Okay, maybe so, but at that moment in time, the guy was completely clueless. And why they didn't shift someone else on Jalen, I don't get it. And I don't know how we're not talking about regular season, like game 25 of the regular. This is not like November, December. We're talking playoffs, Eastern Conference Finals. And I don't know how a team in the course of 17 plus minutes gets outscored 44-11.
They should have gone to the bench and freshened up those legs. Those guys in the fourth quarter, they melted.
Yep.
They were limping back to the cage when they finished. If he had emptied his bench and at least put fresh legs, just a few minutes so they can catch their breath, the onslaught that came in there was unbelievable.
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if the Knicks win in 4 or 5. Kenny Atkinson, I think, gets fired. This was their, for the Cavaliers to win, they need to take one game at the Garden. This was their chance. I mean, 7.5 minutes to go. You're up by 22 points. I mean,
unheard of.
I mean, you don't have to do much just to maintain the lead, and just basically, they were just too tight, and probably also too tired from
I
a
think it
grueling
is.
7-game series, and they, less than a 48-hour turnaround. The Knicks, had 10 days off. Yeah, they were a little rusty, but they really picked it up when they needed to, and they were fresh.
Well, let me ask you, Doc. Second and third quarter, Cavaliers made the Knicks look bad.
I know.
Very bad.
yeah.
I mean, I stopped watching it in the third, and I started playing peekaboo with my phone, and I started praying because I couldn't believe this was the same Knicks team.
Well, this reminded me a little bit of, what was it, Game 5 in the first round, Orlando-Detroit. Orlando's up
Yes.
3-1. Game 6, sorry. Game 6 is in Orlando, and Orlando's up 3-2 and the third quarter, and Orlando's up by 20, and it's like, oh, they're going to eliminate Detroit. And then they'd also all of a sudden go cold. I think they scored like 19 points in the entire second half. I think they missed like 21 shots in a row. And it's like,
That can happen to anybody.
I know. It's like, how do you explain that? You can't. Like, how do you explain, what happened to Cleveland other than, okay, fatigue finally caught up with them?
I think that's what it was. And I think you're going to see a different team tonight. And I'm not comfortable seeing what the Knicks were obliterated in the second and third quarter. They built it to 22. It could have been worse.
I know.
The way the Knicks went.
I don't think the Knicks are going to come out as rusty as they did. Even in Game 1, when they had the lead at the end of the first, it was 23-16. It was a poor shooting, low-scoring first quarter.
Yeah.
The Knicks, they had, I think they had like 45 points at the half.
That's bad.
They came out big time in the fourth quarter. I think they scored 30. I think between the fourth quarter and overtime, they scored like 50 points.
Well, that's the other thing.
They really picked it up. It's almost as like, okay, they were rusty, and then as the last quarter, they just hit all cylinders, and whereas Cleveland kind of ran out of gas.
I was going to ask you, the overtime, the session on the overtime. Here you have another 5 minutes, right? You would think that Cleveland would have regrouped. I think they only scored 3 points.
A Max Strus 3-point shot. That was it.
That was it.
That was it.
I mean, how can you score one bucket in 5 minutes?
Again, I think they just ran out of gas. Kenny Atkinson had like 2 or 3 timeouts he could have used, could have stemmed the tide. You never know what could have happened, but somebody's on an 18-1 run. You call timeout, like, let's stem the tide, let's regroup, let's reconfigure, let's take the momentum away. You don't just keep going, and the Knicks were just pushing it, and Cleveland was just throwing up bricks. Couldn't do anything right.
What about them hacking Robinson to stop the tide? That is the most frustrating. 3 fouls in a row.
That's
just,
they used to do that with Shaq. Hack
Yes.
a Shaq, hatch a Mitch.
But why didn't they hack anybody to stop the flow?
They need to. I don't know if there's anything they could do in the rules to just like they have cracked down on flopping.
Allegedly.
Well, yes, allegedly. They need to do something about this. This is, especially when you're fouling off the ball.
Yeah.
It's not like they're following Mitchell Robinson when he has the ball inside, and a lot of times they're following him off the ball where the Knicks are bringing it up and someone comes up and just like hacks or touches Mitchell Robinson. They know that they're over the limit and send him to the line. Like, come on.
Because he's going to miss.
That they know that he's only making like 38%, so he's going to miss, every 10 shots he takes, he's going to only make 3 to 4. So they're doing it because they know the odds he's not going to make. But it breaks up the momentum. It also kind of breaks up the flow of the game. Like, I don't want to see hack a Mitch. It's ridiculous.
Mitch, yeah.
Like, come on. So maybe for next year, maybe the NBA's got to do something to, establish some rules of, okay, these off-the-ball fouls, like on Mitchell Robinson, like, okay, they don't count, or towards team fouls, or something, because that's just.
And then he got into the gym yesterday morning at 9 o'clock, shot 1,000 free throws. 1,000 free throws.
Yeah, but
It looked good when he was in practice.
The way he shoots it, kind of like
Right.
it's like he just like line drive.
Yes, during the game. But in practice, you would say, who is this? Nice and easy, right in the hole.
I think he's something like 13 for like 45 or something. Like, what is it, like 30? What is it, like under 30%?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, it's bad.
But he is such a good influence
But,
on the
I
team.
mean,
Plays defense.
The guy's a rebounding machine. He's defends the rim. He alters shots. So like he's a vital part of the Knicks. But yeah, certainly the problem is in a close game. Let's say final minute and a half of a game, it's 2-3 points. You almost like can't keep them in the game because the opposing team is going to do hack a Mitch, and they'll send him as many times as they can. And lucky if he makes 2 out of 6. I mean, a free throw here, a free throw there in a close game in the final minute of a game. Yeah, so you got to take him out and keep Cat in the middle.
Yeah. And Cat was disappeared in that game.
Yeah.
What happened to him?
It was Jalen Brunson.
That's the other thing I'm worried about. Jalen cannot carry that weight for the whole series. So, I mean, Shamet came off the bench and he scored 9 points. And those 9 points were the difference between winning and losing. I give you that. But then Anobi was a no factor. Cat was a no factor.
I mean, OG Anunoby, I mean, he had been injured. He hadn't played in 2 weeks.
And he took the first shot.
Right.
And he missed the rim.
I'm hoping tonight, he's taken all the rust out of his system and he's back to the way he is. But you're right. I mean, he was a non-factor. It was Jalen Brunson.
That's it. He was the only thing you could count on. But the problem is you can't run. They're not going to put Harden on Jalen.
Yeah, tonight, if Kenny Atkinson, puts
if he has
Harden,
a brain,
Harden on Brunson, I'd be like, okay, Kenny Atkinson, if I'm Dan Gilbert, I'd be like, yo, I tell Kobe Altman, you're fired, and bring I don't know who any of their. Oh, Luke Walton is one of their assistants. Okay, take over, buddy.
I mean, to start the game, would you start Hayden or?
I would start Harden, but I wouldn't have him.
Else.
I wouldn't have him
on Jalen.
On Jalen.
He's too slow.
No.
But then who on the
Dean
Knicks
Wade.
isn't? That's a different animal.
Put Dean Wade on Jalen, but not James. James Harden was abused. But
and where are you going to put Harden to cover the water boy? Because he's too slow. Yeah, come on, give me a break. Harden is how old? 38, 39? Running around with 25-year-old kids?
I think he was a rookie the year they went to the finals against LeBron in 2011. I think he was a second. So he's probably 30. I'm going to say 30. I think he's the same age maybe as Durant, 37.
Yes, 37, 38.
Something like that. Yeah, he's in his late 30s.
And what are you going to do with a guy that and then not only is he slow because of his age, and there's nothing wrong with a 37-year-old, but in the basketball world, that's old. Then his legs have lead. So you're asking a man who can't move with his flash.
Here's the thing. Harden's playoff history is that he's just disappeared. He doesn't show up. I mean, the guy is like a top 10 all-time scorer, but not when it comes to the playoffs.
They have the dribble thing now. Did you see this?
Yeah.
They count the amount of dribbles, and it's true. He does 1,000 dribbles. You know that he's not shooting when he's doing 1,000 dribbles. Everybody else, the average is 300. That's a lot of dribbling.
His playoff history has never been. I think this is maybe second time in his career that he's been to the finals once with the Oklahoma City against the Heat, and then I think he's been to the conference finals. This is the second time. He was with Houston before. I think they got swept or lost in 5 to Golden State, and now against the Knicks. So, I mean, his playoff history is, with the Clippers, with Houston, with Oklahoma, is mainly like first round, second round. 3 times has he gone beyond the second round. He doesn't have, he's not like, I would obviously Michael Jordan or even LeBron James that's gone to how many finals,
Right.
or Steph Curry or even Kevin Durant. Harden's. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame, but he's not going to be looked at as one of the greatest clutch playoff performers in history.
Well, not in this series, that's for sure.
No, I mean in general. He's
not in this series because they need to be able to stay up. I don't know how Hart does it, but they sat him down in the fourth because he disappeared. But he wasn't hitting the rim.
Yeah, he needs.
What was wrong with him? And Hart is the athlete. He's the guy. He's running in this. They had to sit him down. Thank God they had Shamet came in. He scored 9 of very valuable points, 3 and a 3 and a 3. There are certain players on this team. They got to come to play because you can't put it all on Brunson. Just can't do it. That's just not fair.
And another thing too is you see that go to Knick game and to get to see like I think Tuesday who did I saw Latrell Sprewell.
Yes.
Obviously Patrick Ewing,
they were
John
ready to
Starks.
You saw they're going to run on the court.
Yeah, Sprewell was there. Patrick Ewing, John Starks, Bernard. My favorite Knick of all time, Bernard King. It's just good to see. Old Knicks.
Never took the Knicks to the promised land.
No.
They promised to do it and they didn't do it.
No,
and the most
Ewing and took them
against San Antonio.
San Antonio and against
Starks.
Houston. Starks.
And what happened in that series? Starks went cold.
Yeah.
And that's why they lost. 0 for 15 or something.
The Houston against Elijah won in '94. That was what was it? Game 5 that was interrupted by the O.J. Simpson
trial.
No, the scene where Al Collins is driving the white Bronco on the 405, and I remember seeing the Knick game, and then Bob Costas, and then all of a sudden you have Tom Brokaw like in a corner, like, okay, Al Collins is driving. Like, I don't give a shit about O.J. Simpson. Pardon my language, but I wanted to see the Knicks in the finals for the first time in 20 years.
Yes. And they took it off the air.
So, but it's nice to see. Forget about all the celebrities like Ben Stiller and Timothy Chalamet. Who cares? To see like Charles Oakley, Bernard King.
You like to see the players? You don't like to see the actors?
Nah, Stephon Marbury was there. I don't know, maybe Xavier McDaniel or Charles Smith. Anthony Mason, I think, is dead.
He died.
But to see like John Starks.
And Oakley isn't allowed in this.
I think
he's not allowed.
I thought that he and Charles Dolan
they
had a thought out and that he's allowed back.
They got to go to court in next month. But that's a shame because Oakley.
He was a monster.
He was.
The guy was a monster.
He was. He was one of the best. Walt Frazier was there. He was on Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy Fallon took his 11-year-old daughter. Did you hear this? And he took her to that game. And she says, "Daddy, why is everybody leaving?" And she says, "Well, the Knicks are not having a good night, honey." And she goes, "Yeah, but we have to root them on." And Fallon says, "So you're right, we have to root." And then they start coming back. And people were trying to jam back into the stadium. And she says, "Daddy, now it looks like a mess in here." She says, "I know. This is unbelievable." And when they won, they were high-fiving, and John Stark came over and untied. They had this thing with anti shoes. It was unbelievable. The whole thing, no matter how old you are, you have to really appreciate what you saw in that game. And not to lose fact of the other series, which was an unbelievable first game.
Wembanyama, yep.
He wasn't human.
No.
I'm telling you, his
They
arms
contained
were 6 feet
him,
long.
to some degree in game 2.
Yes, but game 1.
But San Antonio's bigger worries are Dylan Harper and De'Aaron Fox. Like, what's their status for game 3? If they're both out, that's
they don't know yet. That's a big one.
That's big, and could that give the advantage to OKC?
Oh, it's going to be interesting. Now they switch it over to San Antonio, so
right.
I think San Antonio wins the next game, and then from there, I don't know what.
I would prefer, Knicks San Antonio. Now, the Knicks blew out San Antonio in the Garden in February. They beat them for the NBA Cup in Vegas. And then the other game in San Antonio, the Knicks only lost by 2. Was it not Stephon Castle? It was Julian Champagne. I think he had like 10 3-point shots in the game.
He went crazy.
So the Knicks play well against San Antonio. I would love to see Knicks San Antonio, and again, the idea of Victor Wembanyama, 22-year-old, coming to the Garden, and the last time the Knicks were in the finals was against a 22-year-old Tim Duncan.
Remember
in
that?
1999.
Remember that?
So I can only remember now, like 25, 26 years later, kind of another like emerging star for the Spurs, coming to the Garden in the finals. That would be awesome.
Duncan was amazing. It's just the way this 7'4" kid is built. His arms are like 4.5 feet long. I mean, you can't get a shot anywhere around him because he's going to block.
And he can shoot, he can dribble, he can pass.
He can hit the three, he passes everything.
I mean, he's you think of the other big men that does anything. Nikola Jokic, who's 6'11", he's not 7, but still, like growing up, I don't remember like big men like that, bringing up the ball, passing like, sprinting down the court like gazelles, having this unbelievable like ability to pass, shoot from 3. I mean, back in the day, I'm trying to remember centers and Artis Gilmore, Jack Sikma, Moses Malone.
Yeah, but these guys were all in the paint.
Right, they were just hung out in the paint.
They're not at the top of the arc
No.
passing. And I got to tell you,
you got Jokic and Wembanyama. Yeah, they're hanging in the paint, but they're
taking shots.
They're taking shots from outside the paint, from the corner.
They can hit the 3.
They're hitting from 25 feet.
And they had good hands. Cat does not have good hands.
No.
Did
But
you
they're
notice?
bringing the ball up like they're point guards.
Yes, that's to take the pressure off the point guards. But Cat does not have good hands. And with a team like the Cavaliers, they steal the ball. They got their hands all over the ball, and they're having a hard time doing what they did with Atlanta, where Cat could not come up. He could not do what he was doing on the point because his hands are not strong.
Cat at least, though, in the playoffs has facilitated better.
Yes.
He's just got to stay out of silly foul trouble.
That's the other problem.
That's the problem with him. Is he picks up these ticky-tacky fouls.
His elbows are always up
and before
high.
you know it, it's like, he's offensive foul or this. And before you know it, it's 5 minutes in the game and Cat already has 3 fouls and he's got to sit down and Mitchell Robinson comes in. It's come on.
And then when they play Mitch and him together, it's effective, except Mitch doesn't score. Cat does, but at least it gets Cat on the perimeter.
Right.
And let Mitch play.
Mitch play in the paint, in the inside. Right.
That's because Mitch has picked up his game. Now he understands his role. He says nobody comes into the paint because Mitch is going to pick you up. That allows Cat to do a whole lot of other things.
And Mitch is the longest tenured Knick.
Yes, he is. And he's a free agent.
They need to resign
And the Lakers want him.
No, they need to.
The Lakers want him. I'm telling you now.
Don't let, they let Hartenstein leave.
Yes, they did.
You cannot let Mitchell Robinson leave. Now, he's not going to score 15, 20 points, but the guy is going to get 12, 15 rebounds, 3, 4 blocks, and he's a disruptor in the middle. That's what he's there for.
Well, if the Knicks lose this series, there's going to be a lot of heads rolling. I think you'll see the trade with Milwaukee.
Oh, you mean if they lose to Cleveland?
Yes.
Yeah.
I see Cat leaving. They're going to trade him.
What, for Giannis?
Yeah, yes. And I think either OG or Mr. 5 first-round picks. One of those two guys.
Mikal Bridges.
Yep. They're going to pack him up with Cat, and they're going to send him out.
Or watch out another potential player that could come to the Knicks. We're talking about Giannis, Kawhi Leonard.
He's a free agent?
No.
You mean the trade?
Trade.
What do you think they want? They're going to want Cat.
Okay.
And they're going to want, and it's okay, and then they're going to want one more. OG.
Or maybe Deuce McBride.
Ugh. Can't get, no.
I know, but now you have Landry Shamet, Jose Alvarado.
Shamet is a free agent.
Yeah,
he wants big money. He may be the first one out the door. But look at what he could do.
I know.
And the funny thing is that, when you don't play a couple of games, your timing is off. and they want them to always be on. I was praying that Shamit was gonna. It was either him or Deuce. Where are you? And they came back.
I mean, they got a good bench. I mean, Jordan Clarkson, Landry Shamet, Tyler Kolek.
The Frenchman hasn't even played a game. Neither has the other kid.
Yeah, correct.
These are kids that you could rely on them. I know Scary Alvarado came in.
Jose Alvarado.
He did really, really well. That was a good pickup. The energy on him.
Oh, yeah.
OG says he's the one that in the locker room, he's the one at halftime that they listened to. The coaches didn't even talk to them. It was him. And he told them, he says, this is what you've been waiting for. This is what you're playing for. You can't let this team do this. He says, let's lose with respect. That's what I love. He didn't say win. Let's lose with respect. And holy smokes.
Well, they're going to win tonight.
Okay.
The game's at, what is it? It's 5:16 in about 2 hours and 44 minutes.
It's going to be a
We got
humdinger.
tip-off.
I'll have my Bible.
I'm sure you will see Ben Stiller and Timothy
All those
Chalamet
guys. All those
and
guys.
Jimmy Fallon.
That's
and,
okay.
And who else? And Spike Lee.
Fat Joe.
Yeah, and probably, let's see what other former, maybe, you know what? I'd love to see Jeremy Lin come back to Madison Square Garden.
Jeremy Lin. Wow. This is going
Jeremy
back.
Lin, Linsanity. That's going back like
I remember
12,
that.
13
He
years
had a
ago.
He had a 15-minute run.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Kicking it back.
Or let's see Mello come back to the Garden.
Another one. Mellow. Isn't he World B or something now? What's his name? World B?
Meta World Peace.
Yeah.
I mean, Ron Artest. He was never. But let's see Mello, Jeremy Lin, Steve Novak. Who else?
Oh, those are Frosty the Snowman.
Tyson Chandler, Larry Johnson. Yeah, these are all going
Larry Johnson.
Going back.
Grandmama.
Going back the day. Well, on that note, this is Dr. Gil Lichtshine, a.k.a. Dr. Mensch, having a great conversation on basketball and sports and New York Knicks with Freddy Santory. Until actually next week's Memorial Day. So I wish everybody have a great Memorial Day holiday and an extended weekend. And I will be back in 11 days.
Yes, sir.
Y'all have a good afternoon. Thank you.
Go Knicks.
Thank you for joining us for Dr. Mensch with Dr. Gil Lichtshine, helping you navigate the world of mental health with clarity and care. If you or someone you love needs support, you're not alone. Treatment works and recovery is possible. To schedule a consultation or discuss non-medication therapies, personalized treatment plans, or psychiatric care, contact Dr. Gil directly at 561-300-4052 or visit docgil.com. You can catch us each week on South Florida Oldies Radio and streaming across all social platforms. Until next time.